Hi everyone, my name is Jess and welcome to my channel. Okay guys, so for today's video I want to share with you a few of my DIYs that I have been made using rope. You can use this rope from Dollar Tree, or you can use any rope that you have at home that you can get maybe from Amazon, from Walmart. I just hope that this video helps you and inspire you to create some DIYs using rope. That's one of the materials or textures that I love to use in all my projects basically. But in this video I choose to put my top 15 DIYs using rope, and I just hope that you like it. And if you do, please a big thumbs up. That really helps to support this channel. Make sure that you are subscribed, that you hit the bell, and that you share this video with friends and family. Remember to follow me on all my social media pages, my webpage jazomy.com, and my other channel Jazomy Home. Guys, we post a new video, so you need to check that new video. The link is going to be in the description box. It's so cool, so much fun. My husband and I are going to be cleaning and like decorating our new home, so make sure that you check that video. The links are always in the description box, and let's get started with these DIYs. So for the first project, you will need a glass bottle that maybe you have at home, and I'm going to use a clear one, and it doesn't matter what shape it has. You will also need jute cord or rope. This jute cord is from Walmart. And what you have to do is stick the jute cord to the bottle with hot glue and start covering the entire bottle by turning it over with the rope or the jute cord. And guys, I'm not going to cover the whole bottle with the jute cord. I'm only going to cover like 2/3 because I want that you can see the clear glass bottle on the top. Once it's finished, I'm going to use 3 pieces of rope, and with hot glue I'm going to glue one of the edges, and I'm going to start making a braid. And once you're finished, you need to glue the end of the braid again with hot glue, so that way it is not going to come loose. From there, I will glue the braid to form the handles of the bottle, and you must make another one in the same way to stick it on the other side of the bottle. You can leave your project like this if you like it, but you can add another detail by painting half of the bottle with paint in the color that you prefer. I'm going to be using my Waverly chalk paint in white color. Once the paint has dried, you can put greenery or maybe flowers or leaves inside the bottle with the stems. And this is how your project is going to look like. This is the first project. It is super easy to make, and you can reuse any glass bottle that you have at home to make this DIY. I will be recycling this metal crackers container that I have at home. It has a very good size, and I really love that about this container. So I'm going to be using rope. What I'm going to be doing is covering almost all my metal crackers container. I'm going to be turning the rope and gluing it with hot glue. And you just have to put hot glue at the beginning and at the end of the rope, and in some certain areas that you think is necessary. I'm going to leave a small space of the container without rope just to be able to do something a little bit different. And first I'm going to be using a piece of fabric that I have at home, and I'm going to be sticking that fabric with hot glue inside the container so that the metallic part is not going to be visible anymore. Then I'm going to use another piece of fabric and I'm going to fold that in half, and then I'm going to glue it to the top to cover that outer part from the blue container. And guys, if you have a large piece of fabric, you can use that. It's a better option, so that way everything is going to look uniform and it's going to look better. But I only had a few small pieces of fabric, so that's what I used for this project. Finally, I'm going to put handles on my basket, and I'm going to use the same rope. I'm going to cut 2 long pieces of the same size, and then I'm going to glue them with hot glue on each side of the basket. Once you finish, you can decorate your basket. You can use greenery, or you can maybe put plant, or you can also put a pillow and a blanket to decorate and put in your home. It is a very easy DIY, budget friendly, but with a really high-end looking. For the third project, I'm going to use this glass vase from Dollar Tree, or you can use any type of vase that you have at home. And I'm going to use jute cord. This one is from Walmart, and I'm going to start measuring the jute cord to be able to cut several pieces of the same size, and they need to be a little bit larger than the length of the vase that you are using. Then I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to start gluing each of the jute cord pieces with hot glue to the vase, leaving about like an inch of separation between each one. Once you have that part ready, I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to glue the other end of the jute cord on the other end of the vase, but not straight. I'm gonna try to stick them slightly turned in one same direction. Now I'm going to repeat the same step. I'm going to glue the other pieces of jute cord on the bottom of the vase like I did the first time, but I'm going to stick them in the spaces that remain empty. Then I'm going to turn the vase, and I'm going to glue the other end of the jute cord on the other end of the vase on the top side, but they are going to be slightly turned towards the opposite direction of the jute cord that we had already stick. Once you finish, you can cut that extra jute cord that you have on the top of the vase. Now you can glue maybe 1 or 2 pieces of this nautical rope on the top of this vase with hot glue, and that way this is going to give it a really nice touch to the vase, and it's going to look like a finished piece. I decided to put my DIY in this wood tray that I have at home for a long time, and then I'm going to be decorating my top tray with some greenery just to have a more neutral look, but you can also use flowers or whatever you have at home. Finally, you can put a candle inside the vase, and this will be the result of our project. And I love how it looks. I think it can be great to put it on the center of my dining table. For the next DIY, I'm going to use a piece of cardboard from a box that I just have at home, and I use a round plate, and I'm going to draw 2 circles on my cardboard, and then I'm going to cut them out. And just in case, the circles can be the size that you want. From there, I'm going to be using rope. I got this one at Walmart and it cost between $4 to $5 and I really like it. I love the color it has, so that's what I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be gluing this rope with hot glue into the cardboard in a circular way from the inside to the outside until it is completely covered. I hope that makes sense. You can cover the cardboard on both sides if you wish, but it is not necessary. In addition, you will spend more rope and spend more work, so I just cover one side of the cardboard. Once both pieces are covered, I'm going to be using a small box. I get this one from a pasta and I'm going to cut it to make it smaller. Then I also cut the edges of the box just to make them a little bit rounder, and then I'm going to be covering this box with the same rope and hot glue until it is completely covered. But I'm going to be leaving the sides with no rope because again, it's not necessary. You're not going to see that part of this box. Guys, I'm basically going to be creating like a small hanging bag that is going to look so cute that you can use to decorate the wall, your shelf, or any part of your house, and it's going to look so pretty. You will see. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing, and from there I will glue everything together. I will glue the box on the back side of the circle cardboard, and then I'm going to be doing the same on the other side. From there, I'm going to create the handle of this bag. So for that, I'm going to be using 3 long pieces of rope that I cut, and I'm going to glue them on one side with hot glue, and then I'm going to start making a braid. This is going to be like the hanging system for the bag. So once the braid is ready, you can stick that with hot glue to your bag. Guys, inside of these you can put so many things. You can maybe put flowers, you can put greenery as I did, you maybe can put a small blanket, and it's going to look amazing. Anyway guys, you have many options of how to decorate these, and I place mine hanging on my shelf in my entryway area, and I love how it looks. I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree wire basket. It's supposed to be gold, but I'm reusing this one. And I'm also going to be using youth cord, or maybe you can use nautical rope from Dollar Tree. The idea is to cover the entire basket with youth cord and that the wire is not visible. So you must cut pieces of youth cord and you need to glue one end, then turn it so you can cover all the wire and glue the other end again. And guys, just continue with the same process until the basket is completely covered. This process is going to take a little time, but it is super easy to do, and just put some music and enjoy it. Once you have that part ready, you can leave it simple, or you maybe can add more, and I decide to form an X in each of the spaces that the basket has. I really hope that you can see what I'm doing. As I tell you, it's not necessary to make this, but it ended up looking amazing, and you can do the same maybe with another pattern that you like. Once you finish with the design of your basket, you can use fire to burn all the small pieces that protrudes from the rope that normally the rope has, and this is going to add more color, more texture to your rope, and it's going to look with more quality.
Just be careful not to burn the rope. Once you're done with your basket, you can put a small blanket inside, maybe a decor pillow or a plant inside as I did, and this will be the result. Guys, it looks like a rattan basket that you maybe can buy at West Elm, Home Goods, Anthropology.com, IKEA, but this one you can do it for a fraction of the price. For the next project, I will be using this floor mat that I bought at Dollar Tree, and I will also be using a rope. For this DIY, I will need the complete package. Remember, you can get it from Walmart from $4 to $5. I don't remember well. Now it is super simple. I will be gluing all the rope on this floor mat with hot glue in an oval shape. For that, I must begin by gluing the rope in the center of the mat, forming a straight line, and then I'm going to start sticking the rope around, and that way you're going to form that oval shape bigger and bigger. Guys, if you don't like this rope or maybe the color it has, you can maybe use some nautical rope from Dollar Tree, or I also going to be leaving you a link in the description box of this video of a rope that I like a lot, and you can get it for a good price. So the link is in the description box. You can stick the rope until you like the size that it has, or you can completely cover this mat as I did, and in the end you will have to cut the edges that you have with a scissor to have the perfect shape, and then you need to glue more rope around of this mat just to cover the edges of the mat, and that way it's going to look much better. You can put this mat anywhere just to decorate your home, and it's going to look so beautiful. It is very easy to make, and I just love how it looks. I'm very proud of this project. Next project, and I'm going to be using this decanter vase that I get from Dollar Tree, and I really like the shape of it. And I'm also going to be using this rope that I have at home. You can use the one from Dollar Tree, the nautical rope, but I didn't have enough at home, so I'm just going to be using this one that works amazing too, and I get it from Walmart. And I'm going to be cutting a few pieces in the same size, and then I'm just going to be gluing those in a vertical line on my vase. You want to stick about 15 pieces of rope because you want to make sure that you're going to have sets of 3, so I stick 15 pieces of rope. Then what I'm going to be doing is to start trying to make a braid. I was like so scared about this DIY. At first I had no idea what I was doing, but I just took it easy, and then I just started like figuring out how to make a braid with like 15 pieces of rope. But I think the hardest part is when you start making the braid, and then everything is going to be so much easier. But remember guys, if you don't want to make a braid, it's okay, you can do something else. Maybe if you know how to do macrame, you can do that too, and I know that is going to look awesome too. Once I was done with my crazy braid, I'm gonna start sticking the rope on my vase. I need to do these just to make sure that it's not going anywhere, and also because my braid was like too small and I need to make it bigger. So I'm gonna try to like move all the pieces of rope and make my braid a little bit bigger, and that way is going to cover most of my vase. I hope that you can see what I'm doing. Once I stick all the braid into my vase, I'm going to cut the extra rope that I have, and then I'm going to add hot glue just to make sure that everything is going to stick well. And then you maybe can add a piece of rope and stick it on the top where all those ends of ropes are, just to make sure that that part is going to look so much better. Once I was done with my vase, this is how my project turned out. I was so scared about this project, but I think it turned out amazing. I put a small piece of greenery inside to make it look like simple and modern at the same time, and I'm just so happy how this project turned out, and I hope that you like it too. For the next project, you must print from the computer, the internet, or you can draw the word "it" or any word in size that you want and then cut it out. Then you can use some Dollar Tree foam board, just if you have it. If you don't have, I use some cardboard that I have at home from my Amazon boxes, and I draw the silhouette of each letter and then cut them out. Once all the letters are cut, I'm going to use my jute cord, and with some hot glue I'm going to start gluing all the jute cord to the cardboard, shaping and covering all the letters completely. And I start gluing the jute cord from the outside edge to the inside of each letter. Once you finish doing the same with all your letters, you can put some fire to the jute cord just to burn all that little hairs that come out from the jute cord. That's an option, but I think it looks amazing and it gives it more color and texture to your project. If you like how your letters look, you can leave your project like this, or you can give it an extra touch. I use my ruler and I mark a straight line at the same level, and then with my Waverly chalk paint in black color, I decide to paint the bottom part of each letter. Finally, to hang them on the wall of my kitchen or my dining room, I glue a tooth hanger to each letter on the back side with hot glue. And that's it, guys. This will be the result. It is very easy to do, budget friendly, it looks amazing, and you can make the letters the size that you want. Okay, for this project, I'm going to be using this glass cylinder vase that I get from Dollar Tree, and I really like this vase to make so many projects. And another thing that I'm going to be using is rope. I'm going to use this nautical rope, and I'm going to basically unroll the rope because it's super thick and I need it to be a little bit thinner. So I'm going to unroll the rope, and then I'm going to start sticking that rope from the bottom of my glass vase. I'm going to cover my vase about 1/3 of the length of my vase, just a small part, because I want the other part to have another color. Once I cover this part of my vase, I'm going to be using this other nautical rope from Dollar Tree. Again, it's super thick, so I'm going to unroll the rope and I'm going to start sticking that thin rope until I cover my whole vase. And to stick all the ropes, I'm going to be using hot glue. Once I was done covering my base with rope, this is how it's going to look, and I really like it, but I think it needs something else, so I'm going to be using this faux leather ribbon that I get from Dollar Tree. I love the color. So yeah, I just cut 2 small pieces, and I'm going to be sticking those ribbon pieces on each side of my base, and these are going to look like small handles, and it's going to add more texture and a cute little touch to my base. Once I put the 2 small pieces of ribbon, this is how the vase is going to look, and I really like it. I'm going to be adding a small detail to the pieces of ribbon that I stick. I'm going to be using these drawing pins, and I'm going to cut the tip that has, and then I'm going to be sticking that to each end of the ribbon that I put, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. This is going to add just a small detail, but I think it looks amazing, and it gives it a high-end look. And guys, once I was done, I put a plant inside of my vase, and this is how my project turned out. I really like it, and it has a high-end look. I think it looks so expensive, but it was on a budget, so happy how it turned out. For the next project, I will be using this 3D wreath form from Dollar Tree, and it has about 4 rings, but I will separate them to use only one. This ring is very thin, so I'm going to be using the same rope, and I'm going to glue it on the end, and then I'm going to start like wrapping it around until it's completely covered. Depending on the rope that you use, you will have the width of your wreath. You can use some jute twine or a nautical rope from Dollar Tree, or like a macrame rope that maybe you have at home, then that is going to work as well. Once you finish covering all your wreath in rope, you can cut the end and glue it with hot glue to your wreath. Once you have this part ready, you can decorate your wreath as you want. You can use maybe spikes like this, and you can cover your wreath, or you can maybe place only 2 in opposite directions, and then I place 2 pieces, like 2 greenery branches. At first, I place 2 deer antlers, but then I decide to remove them, and I just leave only these cotton balls. These cotton balls are from Hobby Lobby from last year, but you can also get cotton balls at Dollar Tree. Once I finish decorating my wreath, this is how it will look, and I really love it. I think it's perfect for fall and maybe for Christmas because of the cotton balls and the neutral colors. And I place mine in this small ladder, and I really love how it looks. This 3D wreath form package comes with 4 wreaths, so you can make another 3 for only $1. For this project, I'm going to start using this sign that I get from Dollar Tree, and I really like it. It's super thick and it has this round shape, and I'm going to be working with this. And the first thing that I did was to remove the screw and like that like picture hanger that has on the back side, and then I'm also going to be removing the family sign that has on the front, because I know that I can reuse these for another project. Okay, from there I'm going to be using this nautical rope that I get from Dollar Tree, and it's super thick, so I'm going to be like separating all of the 3 parts that this like nautical rope has, to make it a little bit thinner. And then what I'm going to be doing is to cover this sign with the rope. So I'm going to be start sticking with hot glue on the edges, and then I'm going to be covering the whole top until I get like a small circle without rope on the center of the sign. I hope that makes sense, but you're going to see like what I'm talking about. Okay, now as you can see, I leave a small space, a small circle on the center without the rope, because I'm going to be putting this small wooden candle holder that I get from Amazon. They come in a set of 4 for a very good price, and I really like them. I have been using these in so many projects. I want to change the color, so I'm going to be using my stain in special walnut stain color, and I'm going to paint it, then let it dry. And once it is dry, it's time to stick these in the center of my sign. So I'm going to be doing that with hot glue. Then you can stick the rest of the row to make sure that it's going to look nice. This is how the first part of this project is looking like. I'm going to be making a tier tray. So for the top, I want a circle a little bit smaller. So I'm going to be using this wooden circle plaque that I get from Walmart for 97 cents. I'm reusing this one. So basically what I'm going to be doing is the same thing. I'm going to be covering the circle plaque with the same rope, and I'm going to be leaving a small space in the center without rope. Now for this, I want to add something really nice. I got these, I think it was from a lamp. I'm not sure. I have this for a long time, but anyways, this is what I have, and I think it has a really nice shape. So I'm going to be using these, and then I'm going to be using some like jute cord, and I'm going to be covering these. And now that I have this part ready, I'm going to be sticking that in the center of this circle plaque, and like I did in the other part, I'm going to be sticking some more rope around to make sure that it is going to look nice. Now I have the top part and the bottom part, and it's time to stick both of them together. I'm going to be sticking this with hot glue. This is wood, so you can use wooden glue to make it stronger, or maybe E6000. Once you are done with this, you can style it. You can add decor to this tier tray, and you can put it anywhere. You can put it on the bathroom, on the kitchen. Tier trays works perfect in any space. So I hope that you like this one. It has a lot of texture, and it is so easy and budget friendly to do. So you need to try this one. I will be using this package of these Dollar Tree dessert glasses. This package brings 3, and I will be using all of them for my project, and I want to give them a new look, so I will be using some rope. Mine is from Walmart, and I really love the color it has, but you can also use maybe jute cord or some Dollar Tree nautical rope if you wish. What I did was to glue the rope with hot glue to the bottom of this dessert glass, and then I'm going to start turning the whole piece. You don't have to glue all the rope in each turn with hot glue, only when you start gluing the rope, and then at the end, and maybe you can add a little bit in the middle just for extra secure. Once you're done and you like how it looks, you can cut the end of the rope and then glue it with hot glue again. As you can see, this rope has like many pieces that stick out, so with scissors you can cut that, and that way your piece is going to look like clean and much better. Once you're done with that, you're going to have a big mess in your work area, so you can clean everything with this mini ladybug vacuum that I just love, and I'm going to be leaving you the link in the description box of my Amazon favorites. Okay, the first vase is ready, so you can do the same with the other 2 dessert glasses. Just roll and glue the rope until they are completely covered, and it is very easy to do and takes no time at all. Once you finish, you can place flowers inside, or maybe stems or fall leaves, and I put this greenery to each vase, and that will be it. Guys, you can use these vases all year round and they look amazing, and I think it's very difficult to get cute small vases like this that are made from rope. So you can make your own vases with this budget-friendly idea and it turned out amazing. So for this project, I'm going to be using these shower curtain rings that I get from Dollar Tree. You can get these and the package bring 12. So I'm going to be using these. I'm not going to use them all. I think like 5 or 6 curtain rings, but you decide how many you want to use. Anyways, I'm going to be using this jute cord that I also get from Dollar Tree, and basically what I'm going to be doing is to cover the shower curtain rings with the jute cord. I'm going to be covering these. Super easy, but it's going to take you a little bit of time, so just relax, put some music and enjoy the process. Once I covered the first one with the jute cord, I'm going to be adding the next one, and I'm going to place it inside of the one that has the rope, and then I'm going to start covering that way. I'm going to make sure that this is going to look like a chain garland. I'm going to be doing the same with all of the curtain rings. Like I said, I think I used like 6, but you can do it longer if you want, or a little bit shorter. And once I cover all of them with the jute cord, this is how my rope garland chain is going to look. If you want, you can put some fire in it, and that way the rope is going to burn out just a little bit, and it's going to give it more color and it's going to give it a nicer touch. So yeah, this is how I did it. This is how my project ended up looking. It's super inexpensive. I only spent $2 on this project, and I think it looks amazing. You can place these anywhere, inside of a tray, on a table, and I think it looks super nice. I'm going to be using this plastic plate from Dollar Tree. It is from the party section, or maybe you can use a piece of cardboard or foam board in a circular shape. I'm going to be using rope. This one is from Walmart and it is super cheap, and I just love the color it has and the textures. And from there, I'm just going to add some hot glue in the center of the plate, and I'm going to stick the rope, and I'm just going to start spinning the rope until my plate is completely covered. Once I'm done, I'm going to be using this plastic Dollar Tree bottle. I'm going to recycle it, and I'm going to be cutting off the top of the bottle. Then I'm going to cut the top of the bottle in half, and also the part where the cap's supposed to go. I hope that makes sense. From there, I will be sticking the part of the bottle around the plate with the rope, because this will be like a small pocket. I'm going to use the same technique, guys. I'm going to be covering that plastic part with the rope and hot glue. Once you finish gluing the rope, you can use a scissor to cut all the pieces that protrudes from the rope, just to make it look much better. And as always, just to clean and collect all the dirty that I have left over in my work area, I'm going to be using my mini ladybug vacuum that I just love. And you can find this vacuum at Amazon, and in the description box you can find the link. Okay, now in order to hang this DIY on the wall or on a shelf, I'm going to glue a piece of rope on the back side. Finally, you can put flowers if you want, or maybe greenery with succulents as I did, and I hang it from the shelf that I have, and this is how it will look. It is super cute and budget friendly to make. for this next project, and this is one of my favorite ones, I'm going to be using this hanging wire planter that you can get from Dollar Tree. And I have these for a long time and I never have an idea of what I can do with it, and now I have it, so I'm going to share that with you. I remove all of the chains from the hanging planter, and then I'm going to be using wire. You can use any wire that you have, maybe a stronger one than this one. This is from Dollar Tree. It's the only one that I have at home, so I'm going to be using this one. I'm just going to wrap it a little bit and make it a little bit more thick and strong, and I did a few of these pieces with the wire. Now it is time to add these to the hanging planter, and I'm going to be like wrapping and tying these on the top of the planter. Hope that makes sense and you can see what I'm doing. They're going to have like an arc shape on the top of the planter, and I'm going to be attaching 5 of these around the planter. Once I tie all of the pieces of wire, this is how it's going to look. Now is when the magic happens. I'm going to be using my nautical rope from Dollar Tree. This is super thick. You can use that if you want, or you can separate all of the 3 pieces of rope that are in this nautical rope, and I'm going to be gluing. I'm going to start on the bottom, and I'm going to start gluing and turning the rope around all of the wire, because I want to cover this whole piece with rope. It's super easy, but it's going to take a little bit of time, so just relax, put some music, drink a cup of coffee and enjoy the process. To cover this whole piece, I only use one of the nautical ropes from Dollar Tree, so I think that's great. You can do that with any rope that you have at home, or this one from Dollar Tree. It's going to cost less money. Okay, now it's time to burn all of the rope, and this is going to make a huge difference in your project. It's going to give it a high-end look, make the rope look so much better, and it's going to give it like more textures. So I'm going to be doing that, and this is how it ended up looking. Now for the second part of this project, I'm going to be using this plant stand that I did like 1 year ago, and I have a video for that. I'm going to leave that link in the description box. So I want to fix it a little bit. I want to make it a little bit stronger. I add some wooden glue on the legs. I know it looks super messy. I'm going to be clean all of that. I add some wooden glue on the legs, and also I'm going to be adding screws on the legs because it only has nails before. I think it's going to work so much better, be more stronger with screws, so I did that. The next step is going to change the colors. I want to make these and make it look like new and a little bit different with a modern look. So I'm going to be changing the brown color, and I'm going to be covering that with black. I'm going to be using my Revoli chalk paint in black color. I just have to give it 1 coat of paint and then just let it dry. Once I paint my plant stand with the black color, this is how it ended up looking, and I really like it. I think it looks just like new and it gives it a new vibe, and I like it. The bottom part, I think it looks great in white color, so I'm just going to add some tape around just to make sure that when I paint, it's going to have straight lines. And I'm going to paint the bottom part with my Revoli chalk paint in white color, then let it dry, and then I can remove all of the tape, and you're going to have straight lines with the difference of colors on your plant stand. Now that I have my plant stand painted, it's time to put all together. I'm going to be adding basically the rope basket that I did. I'm going to be adding that on the top. You can add hot glue, but I'm going to leave it like that just to be able to change it later if I want to. I'm going to be using these planter that I get from Dollar Tree. Now I like the green color, but I actually want to change it, so I'm going to be using this Ivory Biscuit spray paint color. I think that's the name, and I'm going to spray paint this outside and then let it dry. Once it is dry, this is how it's going to look, and I'm going to add that inside of the rope basket that I did. And then you can add any plant, any flower, any greenery that you have. I actually going to be using these ones that I get from Walmart, I think, and a few other ones that I have from IKEA. I think this is going to give it a really nice touch because these plants are hanging from the basket, and that is going to make this project look amazing. And this is how it ended up looking. It has a high-end look, and I just love it. I'm going to be leaving you the link of the other video when I did these plant stands, so make sure that you check that link. So guys, I just hope that you like and enjoy today's video, that you can get inspired with these ideas. These are my top best 15 DIYs that I made using rope, and you can use any rope that you have and you like. And these DIYs turned out so amazing, so beautiful, and so on a budget. I'm so proud of these DIYs, and I just hope that you like them. And if you do, please a big thumbs up. That really helps to support this channel. Let me know in the comments which of these DIYs is one of your favorites. I really want to know which one is the one that you like the most. So let me know that in the comments, and make sure that you are subscribed, that you hit the bell, and that you share this video with friends and family. Remember to follow me on all my social media pages, my webpage jazomy.com. Guys, we post a new blog, so make sure that you check that, and also a new video on Jazomy Home, my other YouTube channel, so make sure that you check all of the links in the description box. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the love and support, and see you in my next video. Mwah. Love you guys. Bye.